Hello and welcome back, everybody. This week is going to be a tester for something that I'm going to try and build for Star Wars Day, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So I'm going to try and build this Acclamator class assault ship using foam board and bits and pieces. And like I said, this is going to be a tester for something that I'm planning on building, which is going to be big and come out on May the 4th. So you know what that means. Let's start scratching that build. Okay, the main idea for this build is just to see if I can build it to start off with, and also if all the materials that I want to use will actually work for the thing that I want to build. I know it's all very vague of what I'm going to be building, but it's a big surprise. So I've got the idea, and I'm just gonna see if I can try all those ideas out. So this might look rough and ready by the end of it, but it'll have given me enough information to see if I could actually build what I want to build. So starting off, I just made a template out of cardboard and then used that template to cut out foam board. And then what I'm going to do is use some strips of foam board just for the edging. I use a lot of foam board for when I was building my steampunk houses and stuff like that. If you want to check them out, check out my Instagram page, or not if you don't want to. I'm not forcing you. But if you do, just leave a comment and just tell me that you came from YouTube, because it'd be interesting to see the crossover, to see if there is any crossover from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Be nice to see if I've got them sort of viewers that are coming over from Insta onto YouTube and vice versa. Hang on, I've confused myself now. No, let's crack on. So I'm using coffee stirrers. Luckily I managed to buy a big box. I think there was 1,000 in the box from Amazon, because the restraining order is still out on all the coffee shops around where I live, because I used to acquire vast amounts of coffee stirrers every time I went in for a coffee. Hopefully that will expire by the year 2026. Yeah, long way to go. So let's swiftly move on from that. And what I'm doing here is just bulking out the top bit of the spaceship. So I've just cut sort of like at an angle some of the foam board, just to give it that sort of wing sort of look for the back bit. Like I said, this is going to be a prototype for the other thing that I want to build. I'd love to tell you about it, but I want it to be a surprise for when it drops on May the 4th. This is the underneath of the Acclamator spaceship. I hope I'm saying that right. And now I'm going to use some EVA foam, just cutting them into strips and use them as panels, which then I will score lines on to make panels on the panel. I understand what I'm doing. I just hope you guys can follow. Has anybody realised yet that I don't pre-write my scripts for these videos? Because sometimes I just waffle on. Anyway, as you can see, I'm just lightly scoring the EVA foam. It's great material to use, and there you see. And then what I do is use the pencil just to see which sort of line gives me the best sort of textured look. And the pencil, once I've scored it and then use the pencil, it brings out the line even better. And since my YouTube channel isn't monetized, I don't do any advertising. Even that doesn't look like a Coca-Cola box graphic on there that I'm just gluing down. No, that isn't Coca-Cola. Dear me, that was so cheap. Anyway, I'm using cardboard or cardstock for the American viewers. And speaking of viewers, I just want to say a big thank you for all the support that you're showing me. Without your support, I wouldn't be putting videos out, I suppose. I would have just quietly left. But since I'm getting all the viewers and the subscribers, which please keep on coming, if you're not a subscriber yet and you're just a peeper, I don't mind. if you just want to leave a like or a comment, a nice comment, that would be great. But if you know somebody who likes this sort of stuff, then tell them to subscribe. So there we go. There's the spaceship all done now with all the little greeblies and stuff on. And then I'm just going to use some more cardstock just to cover up the foam board edging along the sides. And then I'm just going to use some sprues and some cut down cardstock for the edging. Just wanted to see what this looked like. Again, just this is the prototype, so it's going to look rough and ready. Yeah, I think what I want to make will work with what I want to use, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me. So once I'd stuck all the greeblies on, that was it. Hit it with some Mod Podge. Didn't quite literally hit it. I painted Mod Podge over it just to seal all the foam board in and the cardboard to stop it from popping off. Oh yeah, forgot to add the tower bit. So I'm just going to use this pen lid. Just going to sand it down, snip that bit off, then sand it down, then stick it onto the top. And I can hear you all saying, but what about the hole in the pen lid? I sorted that bit by using a bit of styrene. Just stuck it onto the pen lid and then just trimmed it down, sanded it down, and the job was done. So there we go. There's the styrene on the top bit. Nice job if I do say so myself, and just stuck it down. Then once everything was dry, I hit it with the first prime of dark grey. And then if you notice on Star Wars spaceships, they have panel lines that are darker than the other panel lines. So again, I was just testing out some sort of ideas that I had and just using some masking tape. And then what I did was, once the grey was down, I put this masking tape down and then sprayed it with like a creamy sort of colour, and then peeled all that off to reveal the grey underneath. Sometimes I surprised myself. Now, it wasn't as good as what I was looking for, so I know what mistake I did. The mistake was I didn't use enough of the cream as the second coat, but again, this is just a prototype, so it doesn't matter, because once I've peeled all this off, I'm just going to hit it with some weathering. So you'll see in the next shots that I've just weathered it, but I've got to paint the burgundy stripes in along the front of the spaceship and the 5 lines either side of the wings. And what I should have done was sprayed it black first, then sprayed the grey on to make the grey stand out further. And this is me just painting. Well, obviously it's me because I don't have any fairies doing this for me. It's actually me that paints all this and builds this. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. Let's go to the glamour shots. Thanks for watching and keep scratching that build. Just quickly, this is the weathering bit. You've seen me do this 1,000 times before. Not literally 1,000 times, but anyway, glamour shots. Thanks for watching.